Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. I think we can start with the introduction. And Mr. Daniel Juma, you can go first.
Thank you, Piers and everyone else. My name is Daniel Juma Omonti. I am the country director of the Global Peace Foundation in Kenya. And I am also consulting, with Blue Nile Analytica in, marketing and public relations. From where I sit, I think this is a very, very important venture, helping our young people to be able to learn, about data science. And we, as the Global Peace Foundation, we will collaborate very, very closely with BNA and also help to recruit more students, colleges, universities to be a part of this great venture. So I look forward to this discussion, and I look forward to working closely with all of you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Daniel, for that elaborate introduction. I'm moving from my left to right, so I'll skip myself. So next is Mr. Levi Bushuru. Please introduce yourself and let us know why you are here and any the information you want us to know about you. You are breaking. Maybe you can put off your camera. You can put off your camera so that we get your voice, what you're saying, please. You're breaking.
I'm Levi Bushuru, data scientist by profession. Okay. Yes, I've said I'm Levi Bushuru, data scientist based in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm director of technical training at Blue Nile Analytica. And what I can comment about what we are doing is that we have run this program for the last 6 months, and it has been a success. And we hope it will continue to be the same. Thank you a lot.
Okay, next, there's somebody who has come in with the same name, Levi Bushuru. Is that Mr. Chemite?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to rename your name. I'm going to change your name.
Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, please go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us the reason why you're here.
Yeah, thank you very much, team on the call. My name is Ruben Chamite, director in charge of consultancy at Blue Nile Analytica, and also a practicing data professional. My background is education, and I'm a trainer in mathematics and computers. I'm happy to be with you to deliberate on the ways forward, as far as collaboration with other organizations. So I think I just have that to say for now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Our director in charge of consulting services, Mr. Ruben Chemte, from the Eldoret National Polytechnic in Eldoret, Kenya. So next is Mr. Geoffrey Odalo. Please introduce yourself and tell us why you're here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
I'm a director in charge of human resource. At Blue Nile Analytica. Currently, I am educationist. I work with the Teacher Service Commission and our service. And I'm happy to be with you here today.
Okay,
so that we can see how the
you are breaking a lot. Thank you very much. You can type your introduction on chats, please, so that everybody can get it. Now, next is Maurice Okumu. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us the reason why you're here. Maurice, can you hear me?
Yes, the chair and the team. You can hear me?
Yes. Go ahead, please. We can hear you. Oh, we have lost you. Can you hear us?
Yes, you can hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yes, I'm saying I'm in the house.
The network, we can't hear you.
Yes, I'm going to another place.
Okay.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you now.
MJ Okum is my name. I'm happy to be in the team. I am an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. And my role will be just to see that the legal documentation as we progress are in place and to give as such legal advice that may be appropriate between Blue Nile Analytica and all clients and all customers that we may be having, which will be different from time to time. This is a very noble initiation for which I think in the fullness of time, we expect that we should be able to have played our role when we are still alive. I thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So next is Ed. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us why you're here.
My name is Ombu from Nazarene University, the Dean School of Science and Technology. So Nazarene University is a private Christian university at the outskirts of Nairobi, Tongata Rongai specifically. And it's one of the many network universities of the Nazarene Church, most of which are in the US. I think about 36 of them. So this was the first one actually out of North America, North America. So there's another one being established in the southern part of Africa. And so definitely Nazarene, we are focused on teaching, research, and community service, just like many other universities, but with a Christ-centered approach to how we conduct our business. And so at the School of Science and Technology, we have a couple of programs, including computer science, IT, at both undergraduate and master's level. And my training is in the area of computer science, which I've done. I did it undergraduate at master's and PhD level, and specifically artificial intelligence and in natural language processing. And so I got this invitation, I think a while ago. I missed out on the first meeting. And so trying to see, I think in this era of collaboration, how can we be able to collaborate? What are those shared values or shared goals that maybe if we come together, we can be able to bring our synergies and probably take us further. So I'm very keen to see that. And even just mentioning that we have an open policy, and every collaboration, there's a collaboration committee that scrutinizes every collaboration that the university makes with any entity, whether within or outside. And so I'm looking forward to understand where those links between Nazarene University and what Blue Nile stands for, and where do we meet. going forward.
Okay, thank you very much, Edward Umbui, for that elaborate introduction. And welcome on board. The first time you're meeting a representative for Africa Nazarene University, although earlier we had a communication back and forth with the chairman or the chairperson of the IT and computer science department after being introduced by a faculty member, I think from the mathematics department, Emily Roche. So welcome on board, and please feel free to ask any question. Next is Joven Komala. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us the reason why you are here.
Hi, can you guys get me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Jovin Komala, currently an assistant technical instructor. I work with Levi. So the reason as to why I'm here is basically because if you look at the main objective of BNA is to accentuate data science in Kenya and Africa as a whole. So I think I'm interested, or I would like to be a part of that team that will be recognized or be named as those who brought these data science to light and evangelized it in the whole of Africa and the international relations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for your introduction. Now you're familiar with each other by names, by face. The only thing that's left is meeting face-to-face or physically. So before I proceed, I would like you to register the apology from Dr. Agan Okumu, who is the chairperson of Mathematics and Computer Science Department at the Cooperative University of Kenya. And allow me to read his message. He said, I request that we schedule another meeting in 1 week's time. I've had a very tight schedule, and Dean's Committee at Cooperative University of Kenya is yes to provide feedback for the proposal. Allow me a week to follow up and get back conclusively, please. So that's the message he sent me around 30 minutes ago. And to those who have not met Dr. Agan Okumu, Dr. Agan Okumu is a representative Cooperative University of Kenya and is one of our first potential clients that we have extensively discussed the vision that we have about Blue Nile Analytica and data science in general. So today, we are very much privileged to have Edward Umbui from Africa Nazarene University. And I will take this opportunity to introduce myself so that he can understand, or introduce myself and the BNA concept so that he can have a background information on where we are coming from and where we are heading to. So please, in the course of my introduction or on whatever I'm going to say, feel free to stop me at any given point, or you can take your notes. And at the end of that, you can ask questions, if any. So my name is Pius Odhiambo. I come from western part of Kenya, and I'm currently based in Washington, DC in the United States. I'm a data scientist with 9 years of experience in predictive, prescriptive, and descriptive data analytics. So when we talk about descriptive and prescriptive, those solutions have been provided. Sorry about that. Have been provided. The problems to solutions in descriptive and prescriptive data analytics have been provided by statistics, but predictive remains a challenge to date. And that's what we are trying to address. And before you get there, you must be able to carry out prescriptive and descriptive analytics. So the gap that exists in the industry is predictive, and that is what the challenge is today. As you may be aware, that the whole world is undergoing a revolution, and this time is not the agrarian revolution, or is not the Stone Age revolution, or is not the information spy revolution. It is the data revolution. So the other parts of the world are already in the data revolution era. They are making use of it to improve the economy, to come up with very nice stuff that are likely to add value to the mankind. But as Africans based in diaspora, we did realize that Africa has been left out. So we did agree that we're going to take it upon ourselves to go back to Africa and ensure that Africa is not left out for long. And since charity begins at home, I come from Kenya, I decided to start with Kenya. And this is where we are. Now, as Blue Nile Analytica, this is a company, a consultancy company registered in Kenya around 8 months ago, and we have been in operation for the last 20 years. Our main objective is to provide training and consultancy services in the area of data science. Okay, how do we do it? This is our model. First, we have been carrying out training for the last 8 months free of charge. We are not charging anything. We are training anybody that is interested in the courses that we are offering. And this free training will continue up to 31st of August. Now, from September 2nd, we are going to start charging some subsidized fee to keep us afloat so that we can afford some basic necessities like hiring an instructor, like paying for internet, stuff like that. So how do we do it? So our model is in two folds. One is the prototype stage, and another one will be the implementation stage. We will follow a successful prototype stage. So during the prototype stage, this is what we are doing. We are recruiting universities, and not just any other university. We want to recruit those universities that we feel can help us carry on our agenda. And our target are not those big universities with names. We are targeting small universities, small to medium universities, so that if we succeed in what we are doing, then our work can come out conspicuously. You will agree with me, if you target the big universities with the name, many people will be coming to our programs because of the name of that university. We don't want that. We want people to come to our programs because of the value we are going to add in the economy, or the value we are going to add in the lives of people who are taking this program. So we don't just want to attract people because of the name or because of the paper. We want to attract people because what they will be able to do after doing our training, going through our training. As you may be aware that where live and work, they don't care how many degrees you have. They don't care how many universities you have gone to as a data scientist, but what they care about that out of all those degrees and papers you have, what can you do with that knowledge? We give you a data science problem and we want you to come up with a solution. Are you able to do it? Is somebody with a PhD able to do it? Is somebody with just a bachelor's degree able to do it? And is somebody without even a college degree able to do it? At the end of it all, they will be judged by the kind of product and the quality of product they have produced and all the papers they have. So having said that, so we are targeting small to medium universities, and we want to put them into a group like a club. And what I suggested before, we need a group of 6. small to medium universities. And this university should have the capability to offer online programs. They should have the capability to offer online programs. That's what we are looking for. Now, somebody else said that we want to put them in a group and then challenge the status quo. That may be correct or not correct, but this is the thing. Hiring a data scientist is too expensive. And even the universities that are already offering the training, like Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and the Cooperative University of Kenya, they already have a bachelor's degree in data science, but they are facing problems, big problems. Hiring a data scientist is a problem. A data scientist lecturer is a big problem. And even when they're able to get some, retaining them is a very big problem, because this is the thing. It is pointless to hire a professional that is going to earn a salary more than the salary of the vice chancellor, the CEO. It won't work in Africa or in Kenya, where you come from. But unfortunately, most data scientists, especially certified full stack data scientists with experience, earn more than what our vice chancellors earn. So that is the problem. Now, how do we solve this problem? Now, to solve this problem, Blue Nile Analytica is coming up with a model where you put the universities into a group and then they share the cost of the data scientist. So that if we have 5 universities, and let's say, if, for example, the salary for a data scientist is, let's say, 600,000 a month, then we can share this 600,000 among the 5 universities, so that each and every month, these data scientists can serve the 5 universities, but each university is contributing 120,000 a month. And this cost is brought down to the students, because the students will cut up for this in terms of fees, etc. So that is one. 2, we want to roll out this training in a way that we don't look like competitors to the universities. We want to supplement what the universities are doing, or what the universities are capable of doing. So right now, Jomo Kenyatta and Cooperative University of Kenya have started bachelor's degrees in data science. We would like African Nazarene University also start a program in a bachelor's degree in data science. We can help the university do that using our network and using the universities that are already on board. But as Blue Nile Analytica, we cannot going to run a degree program called Bachelor of Science in Data Science, because that will make us become competitors to our potential client. Now, what do we do in this respect? What do we do? We can prepare people or students who are willing to take bachelor's degree in data science, so that after they get our training, they get admission. We supply these universities with these students. As you may be aware, under the joint, it's called the joint admission, nowadays called COOPS, not Joint Admission Board. Through COOPS sponsorship, you can only qualify for a degree in data science if you have either an A- or an A. Now, the question is, how many Kenyans are capable of scoring A- or A in the KCSE exam? That's a small percentage. But we need to open the doors for many people to take this subject, this career, because we don't have people in this career. So what we plan to do is to work with these universities so that we offer courses like certificate in data science and diploma in data science. And those who have already gone through our courses and qualified, they can then be absorbed by these 6 universities to take a bachelor's degree in data science. By doing that, we'll open the door, we'll open the career to more members of the public, because for certificate in data science, we are looking forward to admit like people with average grade of C, in KCSE, C in English, and then C in maths or physics. For diploma in data science, we are looking forward to recruit students with average grade of C+ in KCSE, then C+ in English, and C+ in math or physics or equivalent. So after they graduate, they can then join the universities for a bachelor's degree in data science. Now, this kind of model will take like 4 years, at least 4 years, before we produce a graduate in data science to the market. But the economy is suffering. We need data scientists like yesterday. We cannot wait for 4 years. So to solve this, what do we intend to do? What we intend to do is this. When you look at the Venn diagram for data science, it is a combination of mathematics, especially statistics, computer science, especially computer programming. Those two take 60% of the curriculum for data science. Then the remaining 40% is what we are calling data science. Now, as the universities take the longer path, we as Blue Nile Analytica, we need to work with the universities so that we create what we call here in the United States as workforce development program. We recruit people that already have got training in mathematics, statistics, computer science, and then when they come to our training, we only offer the 40%. And the 40% will not take 4 years, take a shorter time, and it's between 6 months to 1 year. And they can go out and start practicing as data scientists. The other component that is lacking is the domain knowledge. So in the domain knowledge, when we recruit these people, we expect people with some experience. You want to be a data scientist in the medical field. Are you a medical doctor? Or have you worked with the doctors? Because when you are recruited here in the US, when you are recruited as a data scientist to go work with medical doctors, you are given 6 months to study the terminologies and vocabularies that are used by the doctors. That is what we call the domain knowledge. If you don't acquire this within 6 months, they fire you. Now, if you are an economist and you are going to work with economists as a data scientist, you need to know the domain knowledge for economists. If you are a teacher like me, I used to be a teacher. I taught with the Teacher Service Commission for 10 years. You are hired as a data scientist to go and work with the Ministry of Education, or work with Teacher Service Commission, or go work with Kenya National Examination Council. You need to have the domain knowledge of the teaching so that when you are given data from that domain, you know what those numbers mean. That is what we are calling domain knowledge. Now, with that elaborate explanation, that is the gap that we intend to fill, because as far as I'm concerned, those who have been looking at the news of late and even the newspaper, there are those interviews that appeared on the news, especially KTN in the last 1 week. I did say that the Kenyan government need at least 1 data scientist for each government department. Where are they going to get these data scientists? And when they do this, the budget process, which a greater percentage of their expenditures go to waste, they can reduce the percentage of wastage. What about the universities? Even the universities, they need a data scientist to help them with the strategy, to help them mine insight from their data. A data scientist is needed everywhere. It's like when I was going to school, there was this called Bachelor of Commerce, and the CASNEB was also training for CPAs, for CAT-C, stuff like that, so that we can have accountants and junior accountants in everywhere, in organizations that deals with money. We're hiring these people. Now, the trend has changed. It is no longer knowing how to deal with money, but is how it is all about how do we plan and budget with this money. You need to make decisions that are backed by data. That is how a data scientist, that's where the data scientist fits in. So everybody, including the private institutions, including companies, businesses, need data scientists. But in Kenya and Africa in general, the awareness is too low. And even those companies or organizations that are already aware of this, if they want to hire, the cost is too high. And even if they're able to hire or afford, there are no data scientists to be hired. A typical example is the data scientist with M-Pesa at Safaricom. They pay their entry-level data scientists 800,000 per month, Kenya shillings per month. But there are no data scientists to pick up these jobs. So that is the problem that we need to solve. That's the problem that we're placing in front of the academia to help us solve it, because we are not from the academia, but we are from the industry. We know what the industry needs in terms of data science. The academia have got the infrastructure and the experience to roll out any mode of learning or any curriculum in post-secondary school institutions. So that is part one, and that's the prototype stage. And this prototype stage, if we get universities that can think like us, that can act like us, that can accept our concept, this stage is supposed to take between 2 to 4 years. Now, from the 3rd to 5th year, we intend to move in what we call implementation stage. Now, after training the universities, having programs in place, develop collaboratively with the university, and things are running on smoothly. We have already produced the first or the second batches of graduates in data science. And then the government of Kenya have also been able to see the sense in what we are saying, and they're able to create vacancies for these data scientists, so they are getting jobs. What do we do next? Kenya will be ahead of the rest of the countries in Africa, and we will move to the implementation stage. And the implementation stage, this is how we intend to do it. Using our network here in diaspora, especially in the United States. The United States have got migrants from all African countries. We will recruit students from these other countries together with the Global Peace Foundation, is represented here by Daniel. They have offices in many countries throughout the world. We'll be using these offices to recruit students from other African countries. And when we recruit them, now where do you take them? We don't want them to come to America. We don't want them to come to diaspora or developed world. We'll divert traffic to these 6 institutions in Africa, so that they enroll for those particular programs, data science programs, in the 6 universities that we have already worked with and have already proved to us that they have the capacity to teach these courses or to roll out these particular programs. And when they do this, they will be paying money to these institutions in foreign currencies, and this will make Kenya an foreign exchange. So in the curriculum that we are going to develop collaboratively, I did share a prototype of what the type of courses we have in brochures. In a brochure, it's not yet complete and is not yet tied up. We are still cleaning it up. So we have certificate in data science, diploma in data science, postgraduate diploma in data science, and postgraduate diploma in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Those courses are supposed to take between 6 months to 12 months, 12 calendar months, not academic, a half to 1 year, calendar years, not academic years. So what we'll need now, the universities that agree with us to do, is to add in what we call their university common units. Now, African Nazarene University, from the introduction from Edward, is Christian-based. So there are those units or common units that are offered in the university that focuses on the religion. So those are the kind of common units that we need the institutions to add. Now, when you go to a cooperative university of Kenya, which is not religious based, but is public based, in the public institution, we have common units like communication skills, among others. Those are the kind of common units that we want each and every university to add, so that if a student decides that I'm going to enroll in this program and I want a degree certificate from the Cooperative University of Kenya or the African Nazarene University, then that student must commit to take the university common units from that institution where the student intends to get the degree certificate from. The other thing that we need the universities to do is to critique what we are offering. What I mean by critiquing, it can be both positive and negative. In the positive, we intend to ask, we need the universities to bring on board their experts, and the experts these are lecturers in computer science, or lecturers in statistics, lecturers in mathematics, lecturers in economics, to come and look at what we are offering, and they add what they think has been left out. The other thing that we need the universities, apart from adding the content that they think has been left out and adding the university common units, the other thing that we need them we need to work with them is this. Now, as Blue Nile Analytica, we are not interested in teaching any course that the universities have got the capacity to teach. We are only interested in teaching the courses the universities do not have the capacity to teach. And as we teach these courses, we also be open in training those particular lecturers or staff from the university in the departments of computer science, department of mathematics, department of statistics, or department of economics, so that they will be able, within a short period of time, 1 to 2 years, they should be able to teach those data science courses that we'll be teaching. Now, if a university is able to do that through our training, then that kind of university will qualify very quickly to start receiving students from countries other than African countries other than Kenya. The other thing that I want to talk about is this. Beside the 6 universities, we are also bringing in the National Polytechnics and the Technical Training Institutes. So recently, the government of Kenya rolled out a program that is called Jitume Labs. And Jitume Labs is a project of the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy. Now, through this program, there are 17 technical national polytechnics and institutes of technology that have been identified by the government and have been equipped with 100 computers with the remote desktop that is able to connect to any other computer, any other system anywhere in the world. And what they are saying is this: these computers, 100 computers per institution, they are public resources, and any member of the public around those institutions can go in there, sign up, and learn or work for any company that is based abroad. So we are in a discussion with these technical institutions so that we'll bring them on board. And when we bring them on board, this is what we intend to do. We intend to offer certificate in data science, diploma in data science, and degree in data science. So when we offer, let's say they're interested in degree in data science, what will happen is this, and this will take some time, it will be gradual. They start with a certificate, then they move to diploma, and then after diploma, some of the graduates from there will move to the 6 universities that we are working with in the program. But those who do not want to move to the universities, the technical institute also can work with one of these 6 universities or all of them, so that they offer what we call a degree program in data science. And what are the targets? They are graduates who shall have graduated in diploma and are now willing to take up a degree program. And the reason why we're bringing this, we may be able to attract universities, but realize these universities may only be concentrated in one part of the country. Let's say Nairobi. We have Cooperative University of Kenya is in Nairobi. That's in Karen. Then we have African Nazarene University that is around Watarongai, not very far from Karen. We may attract, there's also Open University of Kenya, which is coming up maybe within the next 1 year. And we are still looking for like 3 more universities. We don't know whether these 3 more universities will also come from Nairobi or they will come from other regions. But the technical institutes are distributed all over the country. So that's why we are initiating this particular discussion. So that is the plan. That is what we have. So apart from just rolling out the data science programs in Kenya and later in Africa, we also intend to offer job outsourcing after training these graduates. Where do they work? We will work with the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy to outsource jobs for Kenya. And one of those careers where you can do job outsourcing is data science. I have Mr. Levi Bushuru here, who I mentored over the years. And Mr. Levi Bushuru was my student at Wikijuado High School in 2010 before I left for the United States. He's now one of the few data scientists we have in Kenya. Right now, he works for companies from all over the world. People from all over the world looking consultancy here and there. This is also one way of eradicating unemployment problem in Kenya. We have graduates in technical field, but they don't have jobs. So that is that. At this particular point, I think it is now 1:50. I want to give more time to the people who have been listening to me so that they ask questions or they react to my speech. And we'll start with our newest member of the team, that is Bwana Edward Ogui from African Nazarene University. And the question I pose to you, Bwana Edward, what do you think about this idea? Do you think it can work with your institution? And if so, what kind of support does your institution need in order to roll it out? Thank you very much. Bwana Edward, please take it away.
Thank you for the elaborate explanation that you've given and what you do and your vision. And I think as indicated in my opening statements earlier on, we're definitely interested in, seeking collaboration, trying to see how do we complement each other. And I think, as you said, probably there are areas that we may not be as strong and where you come in strongly. I think you mentioned some of those industrial linkages. I know sometimes as universities, we operate as silos or, want to consume just what we have and within. But that opportunity to leverage on the networks that exist out there, and not just within Kenya, and specifically looking at, for example, when you look at Nazarene, at one point, having up to 27 nationalities in Africa and outside represented, so that our scope is not just, it's not Kenya, Nazarene, but Africa. And so I see how we're able to share that vision of reaching to the whole of Africa, right from the region here in Eastern Africa, and from the South and West Africa and all that. And as you are talking, I was asking myself, one question is, so what does this collaboration mean? Specifically, for example, in the School of Science and Technology. And definitely seeing all those opportunities, as you rightly put, we have statistics. We're actually having the Department of Mathematics, which Dr. Roche is central to it, and computer science, and even the area of business, or as we refer to economics, when it comes to business analytics and all that. And so seeing the scope of computer science and how it cuts across, just going beyond, the conventional disciplines, and seeing, more importantly, how these the mergers are bringing out new areas or new programs. And I think more importantly, having a clear roadmap, what does this mean to the students? Where does this place them? And so I'm excited to hear whereby there are those networks we can be able to leverage, be it the jobs that come, so that they're dealing, it's not just theoretical, but they're dealing with the real world problems, which they can be able to, be challenged to develop solutions. And more importantly, seeing how the results of the solutions that they're developing and, putting some shillings into their pockets, because we're increasingly getting, students who want to really, unlike before, I think maybe our time whereby you go to university and you're a student full-time, but these students, we're going back to whereby they don't want to wait to after graduation to start earning money. And therefore, I think it's a very good opportunity to be able to, to see how whatever they're studying links out to developing solutions which are real world problems out there. Yeah, so I think that's my response so far. As we try to see what does this mean to us, and I don't know what that means to Blue Nile Analytica. And more importantly, placing people at the heart of all this discussion. And not just, and I think as you've rightly indicated, probably your focus has been on undergraduate. But on my side, I've been very keen to see this program at master's level. And I know in Kenya, not many universities are offering data science at undergraduate level. So trying to, again, see that maturity and grounding in mathematics. And that's one area that students run away from, looking at the history of computer science. And probably we can do better as a country in orienting, and not just computer science, but STEM-related programs, especially for women or rather girls coming from high school. So I'm very keen personally seeing this at graduate level, and how, when we look at the number of universities offering computer science or mathematics, so this particular combination whereby at graduate level, they can be able to, at least they have some kind of educational maturity and even life maturity to be able to quickly link this in a year and a half or two to,
Okay, thank you very much. Are you done, Edward?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
I'm
you very
done.
much. So I heard, Mr. Okumu, can you please unmute? So I want to read the messages. Allow me, Okumu, please, can you mute?
I'm trying to unmute. There's something that has happened in my phone. Chairman, just forgive me.
Let me mute you. Okay, you are muted successfully. Okay, allow me a few seconds to read the messages on the charts. And please, if the messages touch on you, please take action. From Geoffrey Odalo, there's a lot of wind blowing here and many breaks up. From Maurice Okumu, can we all show our faces? Yeah, it is important if we are meeting online. It just is important to show your face just for a few seconds so that it's captured. We also relate the face to the name because we are meeting for the first time. So if you have not shown your face since the meeting started, please feel free to show your face for a few seconds before the meeting ends. Thank you very much for that. From Maurice Okumu again, let us see the speakers. Maurice Okumu wants the speakers to show their faces. Yeah, that's encouraged, but if showing your face will give poor quality of the speech you are giving, then we advise you only show for a few minutes and then you put it off so that we can get your speech. Those are the messages on the charts. And I think so far so good is 1:59. We have been in the meeting for the last 55 minutes. We still have 1 hour and 1 minute to go. So thank you very much. So there are issues, fundamental issues raised by our newest member, and this is Bwana Edward Obui, who is the dean, the one of the schools where this falls. And since I believe in collaboration, and data science is a highly collaborative profession, even at work, you need to adopt the culture of collaboration. I don't want to answer these questions alone. I wanted to invite my colleagues to answer some of these questions. And please allow me to read the issues that have been raised by Bwana Edward. And Bwana Edward, if I've left something out, please remind me so that I add it to the list before I open the floor for my colleagues to address them. Now, Bwana Edward asked a question: what does this collaboration mean? He also raised out the issue of data science, and he pointed out in my speech that the combination of mathematics, statistics, and computer science. He said they would already have these departments in place. How can we involve them? So that is his second concern. The third concern: what does this mean to the student? Our collaboration, what does this mean to the student? And this particular question, I would like it to be picked up by our director in charge of technical training, Mr. Levi Bushuru, simply because I say that Mr. Levi Bushuru was my high school student, and right now is a director. We are co-director in these companies. That shows you how much he has worked to reach this level, to the level of his teacher. And again, besides that, I've been mentoring him over the period of 1 year. And as we speak right now, he won the Camry Data Hackathon Award. And he was awarded, given some prizes at the 13th Camry Conference that was held in Safari Park Hotel a couple of days ago. And with this award, he's going to represent Africa in Mauritius in the African Data Hackathon. A direct employment with Camry under the project that is supervised by Ogasaka University in Japan. And besides this, there was also some cash prize. Position 1 was to get 1.5 million Kenya shillings. So assuming assuming Bwana Obui, that Levi Bushuru was one of the students from Africa Nazarene University, and he participated in this program. That was the kind, those are the kind, some of the kind of opportunities that our students will be privileged to get into.
Please mute.
Yeah, I've already muted him. I've already muted him. So opportunities that we're privileged to get into. So the other concern from, I'm reading this for the sake of our members whom I want to respond to these questions because I believe in collaboration. The other one is issue that has been raised by Bwana Obui. Where does this place the students? Where does this place the students? The other one is about job outsourcing. Mr. Chemite, hello? Ruben, are you there? Mr.
I'm
Ruben?
there.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I'm making you you are a co-host, just to
Yes.
make sure that anybody with a lot of noise from the background is muted, because it's difficult for
Okay.
you to concentrate when doing that. And maybe it's a problem with operating the gadgets. So make sure that anybody that has got noise from the background is muted. So where does this place the students? I think he meant graduate students program. And one of the things that has been elaborately done by the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy is rolling out Jitume Labs. And with Jitume Labs, we'll have George outsourcing, which means working, you are a Kenyan qualified and you're working for companies based abroad or based overseas. So Mr. Ruben Chebite from the National Eldoret Polytechnic, since your institution is one of the hosts of the Jitume Labs, I would like you to respond to this question on how the students or graduates of our programs can get employment through job outsourcing via Jitume Labs. So you'll respond to that. And then the other thing that was raised by Bwana Edward Umbui is scaling up the training up to master's level. And I would like to let Bwana Umbui note that we can only scale up the training to master level if you already have enough people who have trained in undergraduate level, graduate level, like postgraduate diploma, so that they be absorbed into the master level. And here I would like to give you an example of the University of Nairobi. And again, the training is very damn expensive. Unless you get a sponsor, it may attract very few students. If at all you want to produce what we call full stack data scientists. So we have the University of Nairobi and the University of Addis Ababa. These are the only two universities in the continent of Africa that are going to offer Master of Science in Data Science. And they are charging 900,000, around 1 million per year, and the course goes for 2 years. So the question is, how, if we leave alone the issue of students who are qualified for the program, how many Kenyans can afford 1 million per year to undertake that program? Now, two, with the kind of fees the University of Nairobi is charging, the greater part of that course has been sponsored by the National Institute of Health from the United States of America. I live a few miles away from the headquarters of the National Institute of Health. And there are also people who work in that campus that are aware of this program. And how are they doing it? There are no professors or lecturers to teach data science up to master's level. So how will they do it? The National Institute of Health in the United States has contracted the Columbia University in New York to assist the University of Nairobi and the University of Addis Ababa launch Masters of Science in Data Science. And by doing that, the cost has been very much reduced. And when I say it has been very much reduced, they are still charging around 1 million per year. It means without the assistance for National Institute of Health, without the collaboration from the Columbia University, the University of Nairobi and the University of Addis Ababa will not be able, one, to roll out that program at a cost of 1 million Kenya shillings per year, and two, they will not be able to have lecturers and resource persons to help them roll out that program. That's why they're looking in the Columbia University in New York. Now, does this mean through Blue Nile Analytica, this can't happen? No, it can happen, but gradually. gradually. After some few years, we'll get there. So I think I've answered that adequately, and I would like Bwana Edward to let me know if there's something I've left out on the issue of offering master's degree in data science. Is there anything I've left out that would like to be touched on that point? Edward, are you there? Edward is not there. Maybe he'll watch the recordings, but let us continue to respond to his concerns. Now, I now open the floor for my members of this team to respond to concerns from Bwana Edward Obui from Africa Nazarene University. And I will start with Bwana Levi Bushuru. Please, what does this mean to the student? What does our collaboration mean to the student from your point of view? Levi, are you there?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I'm there. I hope you can get me clearly.
Yeah, we can get you clearly.
Yeah, this collaboration, what does it mean? What does it mean to the students? This is the first way. We are really preparing these students for what it is done in the market, because we have been in the universities. Most of the things that they are shown in the classroom arena or atmosphere, it is purely academic. But when you come outside here, the employers want to know if you can do the task which you have been taught for the last 4, 5, or 6 years. So we will well place these students in the job market, and they will have those practical skills. What do I mean by saying practical skills? In academic sphere, these students normally deal with one aspect. But now, when they will come to Blue Nile Analytica, they will meet industry experts. And these industry experts, they will gain skills which are required in the industry. And these skills will be both hard skills and soft skills. This is an arena where now, as a data scientist, you will be given those technical skills. For example, the tools such as R language, Python, SQL, Tableau, and other. And also, you will be taught how to present your findings to the workshop, because you are going to deal with the management who are non-data scientists. So the soft skills which it will be injected to you, or which you'll gain out of Blue Nile Analytica, is like communication skills. It is very important for a data scientist to have excellent communication skills, because you can be pretty good in those programming language and other technical skills, but you are not able to communicate your insights, your dashboards to the general public or to the company. Those will be as well as nothing. So that is the first thing which Blue Nile Analytica will expose your students to. The second thing, we will expose you to the network, because working as a data scientist, you are not required to go to the office each and every morning and coming back at 5. We'll expose you to the network and the culture which this developed nation are using. For example, apart from my full-time job, what earns me the most is my side hustle, because in data science, this is a job which you can do it in a comfort of your bedroom or your sitting room, and it doesn't have any boundaries. You can work for any organization, any person across the globe. So what does it mean? You'll be having more than 5 or 10 sources of income. And in return, this, because when you'll be earning the most, it means, for example, if you are going to that mama mboga, buying sukuma wiki of 20 shillings, what will be the rippling effect? You will go there and buy for 100. And when this mama mboga will go to a farmer or a supplier, even assume he or she was ordering sukuma wiki amounting to 400 shillings, she will be ordering amounting to 1,000. And what does it mean? The Kenyan economy will be improving tremendously. The other thing is now Blue Nile Analytica, we're introducing you under this virtual working environment. What does it mean? For example, the people who are in Nairobi, you have seen this challenge of traffic jam. So just imagine if only 20% of the population will have the culture of virtual work. What does it mean? Pollution will be reduced because there will be not those so many vehicles going to work in the morning. The second thing, some expenses will be reduced. For example, expense on transportation. And also, Blue Nile Analytica will expose these students to have that self-driven mind, because a data science task is a task full of deadlines, and it requires a person who doesn't need a lot of supervision because it is a job which you are doing when you are alone. You are doing consultancy for a firm maybe in Australia. You are teaching somebody in Japan or in South America. So this is another virtue which will help your students to have that self-planning and also time management. So that is the only thing which I think Blue Nile Analytica will bring to the students of those institutions which will have an agreement with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Levi Bushuru, for that elaborate answer. And I just want to add something small. I see a situation where our first graduates from this university we are going to collaborate with may get just direct employment with the government or Jitume labs, because after taking through them this remote work culture, they will be the best people to mentor the rest of the country through this Jitume Labs program in job outsourcing and working remotely. Okay, so next, Mr. Ruben Chemte from the National, the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Please, can you respond to can you respond to something about job outsourcing, living in Kenya, training as a data scientist, and then you live in Kenya, but you work for countries abroad. How does the Jitume Labs and your institutions come in when it comes to this? Please take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pius, and all the members on the call. I just want to expound something about the Jitume Labs, or the so-called Jitume Digital Labs, or the digital economy. Now, as you put it right, the government has rolled out digital labs in 17 TTIs and national policies across the country. And I want to say that
Mr. Chemte, sorry for cutting short. Please, would you mind naming the institutions, because we are going to share this recording with members of the public. Before you end your speech, would you mind naming the 17 institutions?
Okay, we have first we have the Eldoret National Polytechnic, where I work as a trainer. We have Kisii National Polytechnic in Kisii County. We also have Bondo TTI in Siaya. Then we have Turbo TVC in Uasin Gishu County. Then we have Kisiwa TTI in Bungoma. We have SOT Institute in Kericho. We have Friends School Kamusinga in Vihiga County. There are 17 of them. I may not remember all of them. Then we have.
Let me read from the list, because
thank you.
This is very important. Before, after this, we'll continue. So the following are the 17 national polytechnics and technical institutions that the government of Kenya, through the Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy, has rolled out a program called Jitume Labs. Jitume Labs, they are created facilities for any Kenyan in any profession, anywhere around these institutions. They can go there, they sign up, and they work for companies abroad or overseas. So the institutions are SOT TVC, SOT TVC. This one is in Bomet County. SOTIC TVC, also in Bomet County. Bureti TVC, this is in Kericho. Keroka TTI, this is in Kisii. Kericho Township TVC, this is in Kericho. Kisii National Polytechnic, this is in Kisii. Bondo TVC, this is in Siaya. Siaya IT, that's Siaya Institute of Technology, this is in Siaya County. Sangalo Institute of Technology, this is in Bungoma County. Kisiwa TVC, also in Bungoma. We have Matili TVC, this is in Bungoma too. Then we have Sabatia TVC, this is in Vihiga. Friends College Kaimosi, this is in Vihiga. Kaiboi TTI, this is in Nandi. Tinderet TVC, this is in Nandi. Turbo TVC, this was in Gishu County. And the Eldoret National Polytechnic, this was in Gishu. So those are the 17 technical institutes. Mr. Chemte, please carry on. Sorry for cutting it short, but this was important. The public need to know where we have the Jitume Labs, and where we have the Jitume Labs. And because by this, knowing this, creating this awareness, they know where they can access computers with the remote desktop, and also unlimited Wi-Fi internet that will enable them to take online training, will also enable them to work remotely to companies in diaspora, so long as they have the skill and the right skills. So one of those skills is data science, and right now we are offering free training in data science for everybody up to August 31st. And after that, we'll start charging subsidized fees. And we are also working collaboratively with other like-minded institutions that include the 6 universities that we are going to recruit, and the 17 technical national university polytechnics and Institute of Technology that we are going to sell the idea to. Thank you very much. Please carry on.
Thank you very much, Pius, for that. Of course, you've mentioned the institutions which where the labs have been commissioned. And what I want to say is that the Jitume Labs has 2 components. One of the component is what we call digital learning. That's the first component. The second component is what we call Jitume Kazi. So in terms of job outsourcing, what happens at the Jitume labs is that citizens are being trained on how to work online, how to send emails, for example, how to do teleconferencing, how to hold Zoom meetings, using all kind of applications like Teams, Microsoft Teams. We have Zoom, and we also have Big Blue Button, and so on. So the first component of Jitume Labs, or the digital economy, is that youths or the citizens are taught how to use their computer, to communicate online, to apply, to use applications and so forth. That is the first one. The second one is what we call Jitume Kazi. Because the Eldoret National Polytechnic has hosted the digital lab, they will be in charge of outsourcing jobs for young Kenyans. Remember, the definition of our youth is somebody who is aged between 18 to 35 years. So because the problem has been, we have the jobs online, yes, but these people cannot access them. So the devices which have been provided will give them that opportunity. And more so, the fast internet connectivity that they will enjoy. In fact, the program or the project is being spearheaded by 3 government departments, which is the Ministry of ICT. We have the ICT, we have Concert Technopolis, and we also have now the host institution, and then of course the Ministry of ICT. So the other day we hosted the minister, the CS of ICT, Eliud Owalo, and right now the labs are being used for digital learning, and we have staff from the ICT, and from ICT department, who are already teaching people how to use the computers. The second phase now will be Jitume Kazi, where we are supposed, as a polytechnic, to source for jobs for these people. And what happens? The host institution is allowed to charge what we call overhead costs in terms of electricity, in terms of printing, and so forth. So the institution will charge them, and of course, whatever they will be paid will of course have, that money will find their way into their pocket. So how Blue Nile Analytica can come in is very clear. We can come in because I want to believe that data science skills are what will give these people jobs online. So integrating data science into the program, in my opinion, can be very handy, and that's the way that we can do that. You mentioned about Indians who are at home and they are working for companies in the United States, and therefore I think this is the way to go. So Blue Nile Analytica can come in, and as you said, the 3-tier collaboration, the collaboration between BNA, collaboration between BNA University and polytechnics will ensure that there is career continuity, there is career path, because once we train certificate trainees and then the diploma trainees, they can progress to the university and be able to take a bachelor's degree in data science, and continue in that manner. So I think we'll come here very strongly. The collaboration that we are initiating with the universities should be able to, the same thing should happen to technical colleges. And I think moving forward, that will be the way to go about. The center will serve two things. One, train skills in data science and the job outsourcing, which now you people in the diaspora, those who are working, in North America, South America, Australia, can source jobs for Kenyans at home. You don't need to travel there. You can do that. This is something that can happen probably within the next 5-6 years. I think we'll be there. I think I don't have much to say. If I remember something, I will still share. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, your elaborate response. So I have the director in charge of HR, Mr. Geoffrey Odalo, and we have our assistant technical instructor, Mr. Jovin Komala. The two of you, I want to respond last. And what I want you to respond to is our recruitment process. And especially Jovin Komala, you share your experience with the free classes we are offering up to 31st August. And the director HR, you share with us the elaborate recruitment process for classes starting on April 15th. I also wanted members to note that our face-to-face meeting that was scheduled for April 1st has been rescheduled to April 8th. So just take note of that, and maybe Mr. Odalo, Director HR, maybe we'll talk about that. So I want to bring on board Daniel Juma, the Executive Country Director for Global Peace Foundation. What role are they playing in this initiative? Then number two, I will bring in MJ Okumu. Also, he needs to tell us what role they are playing in this initiative. And I want them, besides that, to address this. I'm thinking, because peace is paramount everywhere, there's nothing that will take place without peace. Anywhere in the world, if there's no peace, even at family unit, if you're the kind of guy that will always having chaos with members of your family, your spouse, your children, there's nothing important in terms of progress and development that will take place unless that is solved. The same applies at the country level, same applies regionally, Africa, and the same applies internationally. It is, in my thinking, subject to the approval of the directors and the board of management, that we need to introduce a compulsory common unit in our courses called Peace Studies. And my question to you, Mr. Joma, do you think Global Peace Foundation can help Blue Nile Analytica to develop a common unit for everybody that is enrolled in our courses called Peace Studies? So I want you to address that. Then I would like you to address that. Then the second one is MJ Okumu. You are our legal expert here. And being aware of what is happening on other parts of the world, especially when you are working remotely, this is something new. Kenyans are not used to this, Africans are not used to this, only a small fraction of Africans are doing this. So there's a possibility that in the process of doing this, working remotely, they can commit crime. Those countries that they will be working for unknowingly without their consent. So do you think, you being the legal expert, you can help us to develop a common unit for anybody coming to enroll in our club to do our courses? This course could be maybe called Law in the Digital Environment or Law in the Remote Environment. So when your time comes, I would like you also to address that. So Mr. Daniel Juma, are you there? Please take it away.
Thank you.
So after Daniel gives us, we'll have Maurice. So Maurice, make sure after Daniel is done, you are in a quiet place. If you are not in a quiet place, you can write your script, what you could tell us about those two questions or issues, and post them on the charts. Post them on the charts.
I can't.
Group. Yeah. So Daniel, as Okumu gets ready.
Chairman,
check it
I'm
away.
muted. I'm muted.
Okay. Daniel, please take it away.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so thank you. As I said earlier on, we at the Global Peace Foundation believe that the work that you're doing here is very, very critical. And as a matter of fact, we work very, very closely. Currently, we work very, very closely with the Oracle Academy.
Hello, Chairman, please organize for me to be able to speak because I am unmuted, but I know I'm speaking after Daniel.
Hello, yeah, sorry about that. Yes, so we believe that peace is not just absence of war, but peace is structural. And we have identified that the digital knowledge economy is one of the ways our young people can be able to gain employability. That's one of the reasons why the Global Peace Foundation in Kenya is working with Oracle Academy to be able to train lecturers, university lecturers, and students on the latest computing skills like Java, Python, and all that. And that's one of the reasons why when Pius came up with this idea of Nile Analytica, I understand exactly what the benefits. We have also worked closely with companies like Moringa School. Actually, I attended the graduation of Moringa School last week, where we had more than 200 young people who graduated from on data science, on software engineering, and several other courses, including graphic design. Yeah, so I'm thinking what we are doing is very, very critical, and also the fact that we're doing it virtually will also increase access. That means many young people will be able to access this training virtually. And by doing so, they will be able to gain employability and be able to get some of the jobs that are available abroad, like what Levi Bishuru is doing. Yeah. So yeah. So as a foundation, I've already informed my staff in the office that we will be, supporting Blue Nile Analytica in terms of spreading the message, connecting with some of the colleges we work with, and even the new ones. Yeah. So this morning I also spoke to my counterpart in Uganda, and he's very excited. I shared the brochure of Blue Nile Analytica, and they're very, very, very excited about what we can be able to do with the BNA in Uganda. Yeah, so the sky is the limit, and I look forward to what we can do together. Lastly, you're talking about the curriculum for peace.
A common unit, they call peace studies.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's something that I have to consult with my team and be able to let you know. But if you ask me, I think right now, we need to focus on this one. If we are delivering data science, I think we need to do that. But if you want us to
I think
develop a common unit.
Excuse me, Daniel, I think you didn't get my question. The thing is this, we are bringing up a curriculum for data science, that's the focus. But we want to work with several institutions and universities. And each and every university has got a common unit that unique to themselves. Like a corporate university must have a common unit called communication skills. And because they deal with cooperatives and whatever, you may bring in a unit that is focusing on the cooperative societies history, how the cooperative societies in Kenya, how they work, stuff like that. So I'm thinking of a common unit, not a course, just one common unit for everybody that we enroll at
Okay.
that lasts for one semester, called Peace Studies. Do you think your organization can help us develop a curriculum for that?
Yes, so I think I will check with my team. I think we have, as an organization, we are very big on peace building. So peace building as a common unit, I think is something that is a possibility. So I will check with my team also in DC. I look at what we have, and then I'll be able to see whether we can be able to share that with BNA. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to you.
Yeah, because the content of that should also be how to resolve conflicts. You know, even where we work as data scientists, there are so many conflicts. How do we resolve them? And now, given that our job requires to work beyond several borders, political borders, I think that should be something we would like to have, and we'll be waiting for your response. Just one class, one semester, called Peace Studies.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. So next is Mr. Kumu. Tell us your role in the team, and also if it is possible to have something, a common unit, help us develop a common unit to help us address the different kind of laws in different political borders, where our especially when they are working in the digital environment. And so there's a lot of noise on your background, and we may not be able to get your point. So what we in the noise. Okay. All right. It's now better, please. Oh, please go ahead. We can't hear you. You are on mute. You are on mute. Unmute yourself, please. Yeah, you are now. You have unmuted successfully. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and the team. You know, in terms of legal provision, there's nothing to be invented. All that is there is the parties who are coming together, BNA, and to work. Once we have, for example, initial stage, BNA had given their proposal, which was accepted. So the question, the cooperative university must agree to that.
I think we are not getting you. Can you please remove your video so that we can get what you're saying? So, yeah, go ahead. We have seen your face, so go ahead.
Yeah, I am saying that in terms of legal provision, we are not going to invent any new thing. Legally speaking, parties who have capacity to come together to do some business or transaction normally agree. Now, in this case, BNA has an idea which they are selling to, in this particular case, the cooperative university. So they give it to this called the principal or the client or the customer. The customer looks at it and says, oh, we can work with BNA. Once that has been done, then we come into the issue of MOU. And that's why I told you, Mr. Chairman and the team, that it is important that at that stage, then it is the principal or the client or the customer who says, oh, we accept, but we'll accept on these particular terms. Once they bring to us their terms, we shall then put the discussion of what we want to give and then come up with a draft. And in this particular, as I say, and it is the norm or the practice that then the customer, the client gives us a draft incorporating our proposal. Then that is the first draft, then the second draft, then the final draft, then we sign an MOU and move on. It is on the basis of that MOU that there will be a legal recognition. Secondly, in terms of developing a unit, or yes, a unit, there's no problem. I can tell you, I have my other friends that we have gone to school with who have done peace and development in 2 universities, Musindem Liro and the one in Karen for the, call it what, the army. And my friends are teaching there. So the question of developing a unit is not a problem. It's a question of us agreeing that we want to have it, and then my schoolmates who are teaching at Masinde Miro and Kenya Air Force or Defense Forces current, and we put up our own unit, and that's it. So I'm saying yes, it can be done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your elaborate response to our questions. Now, at this point, I can see we have 16 minutes left. So I want Mr. Geoffrey Odalo to spend at most 5 minutes. And Mr. Joven Komala also at most 5 minutes, so that the remaining 6 minutes can be our AOB. So far, so good. So, Mr. Geoffrey Odalo, we have a function at Rivera Mall, face-to-face. Gonna be there on April 8th, 2003, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The venue has been booked. You can maybe share with us what happens when we go there and who goes there. So that's one issue I want you to address. The second issue that I want you to address is we have new classes starting on April 15th. Whom are we targeting? And they said that it is free up to 31st of August. What does this mean? And then what are the benefits of the people that shall have taken our classes or our courses during the time that it's free before we start charging fees? So those are the two things. And also share with us any other thing that you feel appropriate for this meeting. So Mr. Komala, you want just to share your experience after taking our free courses. How do you find them? Do you recommend them for someone? Are they beneficial? etc. So as Mr. Komala prepares, Mr. Geoffrey Odalo, our director in charge of HR, please take it away. Geoffrey, are you there? Geoffrey? Geoffrey is not there. Or maybe we get him time to prepare. So Joven Komala, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Please share with us your experience and let us know whether you can recommend this for anyone else. Thank you. Take it away.
Okay, as I'd iterated earlier, I'm Joven Komala. So my experience at BMA with their tutorials or lectures has been fantastic, and I've enjoyed more so when it came to them always requesting us to develop our own PowerPoint slides and present them during class and stuff. I think it was a good move because it then teaches you to be able to pass your points across or to elaborate your points across in a short and effective and specific to whatever problem you have at hand. I've also commend some of my colleagues who we've been, because we have a group that we share a lot and we inquire from each other. So as we know, or as we are all aware, when it comes to programming and software development, new things come every day, and we can't assume that we know everything. So it's a good way also to learn from each other in those groups and being knowledgeable and also sharing your knowledge with each other. Then it's a growth. So we grow as a team. The other thing is that when it comes to commendation, yes, I would recommend the BNA to other people because as we are all aware, data is the new oil, and if you're not in it, then I guess you don't know what you are up to or what you're following. Yeah, I think that's all I have for tonight. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Geoffrey Odalo, are you there? He seems not to be there. Let me speak on his behalf. So on April of 8th, 2023, we are going to have a face-to-face interaction in Nairobi. And during this time, we have the opportunity to meet our students who are based in Kenya in real life, because most of the times we only meet them virtually. So it's like a graduation where they share their experiences, stuff like that. And students who are based outside Kenya, they'll have the opportunity to log in. They have the opportunity to log in, and the function starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 2 p.m. On the issue of recruitment, we are recruiting for classes that are starting on April 15th. And these classes are free, but you will pay a registration fee of 2,000 for Kenyans living in Kenya. But any other person, whether Kenyan living outside Kenya or a non-Kenyan living in Kenya or a non-Kenyan living outside Kenya, will charge $20. This fee will go toward the welfare of our volunteers. They are volunteering very expensive scale, and this will cushion them about uncertainties during that time that they're volunteering with us. We had discussed this in the meeting, and we agreed that as part of our welfare policy. Otherwise, the rest will be free so long as you have access to internet and you have a laptop computer. We'll also carry out an orientation on April 8th, and the orientation will take place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Nairobi local time. And during the orientation, we'll admit students to our official WhatsApp group. Right now, we are asking them to join the landing group where they ask questions, anything about the training and stuff like that. I think from my end, we have 9 minutes to time. That's all. I will now open the floor. If anyone has got an AOB, if you don't have an AOB, just say, I don't have an AOB, and we move on. And let's start, we move on. Let it be at random. Let it be at random. If you have an AOB, please say it. If you don't have an AOB, say you don't have an AOB. And maybe we start with Mr. Daniel. Do you have an AOB?
No, I don't have an AOB. Thank you.
Okay. Maurice Okumu, do you have an AOB? Maybe it's not around. Ruben, do you have an AOB? Levi, do you have an AOB?
No, I don't have.
Okay, Ruben, go ahead. Do you have an AOB?
No AOB.
Okay, Jevon Komala, do you have an AOB? Jevon, are you?
No AOB.
Okay, no AOB.
No.
Geoffrey, are you back? Geoffrey is not back. Maybe it was recording. Okay, so that marks the end of our meeting. The only thing I need to add, I'm going to share this link of the raw recordings with you, and don't share with members of the public. The version we'll share with the member of the public, we'll share with our editor, and with Mr. Daniel Juma, who will confirm that the recording been edited and ready for public consumption. So don't share with members of the public until we get that version that have been approved by Mr. Daniel Juma. Daniel Juma is going to work with Daniel Ruto to make sure that whatever we have is ready for public consumption. So I'll share this within 1 hour after the meeting has ended. And then I think by tomorrow, we should have the version that is ready for public consumption. Once we get the version that's ready for public consumption, please feel free to share with your networks. Wanachemite, please feel free to share with the principal of the 17 technical institutes that are participating in the Gitume labs, including your own principal. Thank you very much. Yeah, guys, please allow me to end this meeting. And thank you very much for attending. We are right on time. We have 6 minutes. You can take 6 minutes to take a glass of water. Thank you very much.